Amazon API Gateway. Staging. API Gateway stages are similar to tags. It works as a pointer to a deployment. In this particular scenario we are looking at, we have 3 stages. One is a prod, one is a beta, and one is a dev. This allows you to have different testing areas. You can have your developers just testing and developing using only the dev stage. You can have beta where your business might be checking the latest versions of what you are going to do. And then you have prod or production where that's actually out there, and you can move developments through these stages. With stages you can manage and optimize a particular deployment. For example, you can set up stage settings to enable caching and configure time to live and capacity size. Or customize request throttling to prevent your API from being overwhelmed by too many requests. You can use AWS WAF to protect your API from common web exploits, such as SQL injection and cross-site scripting attacks. Within the stage configuration, you can also generate your client SDKs for the API or export the API and download it in open API definitions. Configure logging and tracing settings for the stage, and you still can roll back to an earlier API deployment version. Stages and stage variables. Stage variables are name value pairs that you can define as configuration attributes associated with a stage. They act like environment variables and can be used in your API setup. For example, we can use a stage variable to customize the HTTP integration endpoint. In this diagram, the production stage variable URL is configured as example.com, and the beta stage variable is configured as beta.example.com. And finally, the dev stage variable is configured as dev.example.com. Now we set up an HTTP proxy integration, and instead of entering directly the endpoint's URL, you can tell API Gateway to use the stage variable string value. In our example, it is http stage variables.url. This value tells API Gateway to substitute your stage variable at runtime. And with this configuration, you can use the same API setup with a different endpoint.